of course, this wedding at Cana begins the teaching of this 3 steps to the best life ever that I was telling you about. And the first thing we need to realize is that we have a void. If you don't have Jesus, you have a void. The wine has run out. And you've got a problem right off the bat. No matter how good life may seem to be, if you don't have Jesus, you got a problem. Of course, the wedding party knew they had a problem, but we need to recognize that if we don't have Jesus, that we are merely empty vessels. But God's got a great plan for us. Verse 6, now there were 6 stone water pots set there for the Jewish custom of purification, which tells you there'd never been wine in these, nothing but pure water. These are for purification, and they're capable of holding 20 to 30 gallons each. So what kind of water does Jesus offer us? In John chapter 7, verse 37, now on the last day, the great day of the feast, Jesus stood and cried out, saying, if anyone is thirsty, if anyone is empty, let him come to me and drink. And he who believes in me, as the scripture said, from his innermost being will flow rivers of living water. That's the water that Jesus offers to every single person on planet Earth. Living, eternal water. And Jesus offers that to each one of us. So the first step to the best life is to recognize that we are empty without Jesus. So step number 2 is to fill the void with Jesus. In verse 7, Jesus said to them, fill the water pots with water. So they fill them up to the brim. So how do we get that living water? You believe in Jesus and you ask him to save you. That's the short version. Believe in Jesus, ask him to save you, and then start living for him the best you can. So here's the third step. The wine was poured out in service to God. We need to begin that wine, that living water that Jesus has poured into us. We need to begin to pour that water out on everybody we meet. John chapter 2, verse 8, and he said to them, draw some out now and take it to the head waiter. Draw that wine out, draw that water out. And when the head waiter tasted the water, which had become wine, and did not know where it came from, but the servants who had drawn the water knew, the head waiter called the bridegroom, and he said to him, every man serves the good wine first, and when the people have drunk freely, and then he serves the poorer wine. But you have kept the good wine until now. The goodness of the wine actually happened when it was poured out. That's when people could realize at least the goodness of the wine. Joy comes in 2 parts. Joy comes when we are filled with the goodness of God, but the second part of joy is when we pour that goodness out onto all of those around us. No matter the cost to us, when we pour the love of God out onto others, something amazing happens in us. John chapter 2, verse 11, this beginning of his signs Jesus did in Cana of Galilee and manifested his glory. That's an awesome thing right there. But the second thing is, and his disciples believed in him. People begin to believe in Jesus when we pour out the love of God on them. So if you wanted to be a great witness, there's all kind of witnessing programs. The best witness is to pour out the love of Jesus, pour out the goodness of Jesus, pour out our lives into the life of other people.